time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj. Hey, Loco Sports fans! It's good to be back. Good to see you guys goofing off in the green room while we were counting down to kick off tonight. But we took a couple nights off in the icy bliss of the Low Country. I think we're all over it now. It was fun while it lasted.
It's
so
supposed
crunchy
to be back
now.
this coming weekend.
Huh?
It's supposed to be one that's worse coming this weekend.
No.
Like
a
few inches. Like a few more inches with the snow.
I can't with this. I don't want to move the floor.
No, I thought you were saying the storm of the fans in the Cove tomorrow.
Well, they're coming back tomorrow for sure. The storm is coming back around. It's a snow day special in the Cove tomorrow. $5 tickets, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, Max Araj, Brackin Lambert, Wes Kerr joining you tonight. And we'll see who else pops in and out throughout the night. But hasn't been much going on in the Loco other than our Winter Olympics that we've been documenting on Instagram and Facebook. And Wes, I haven't shared the world with the world yet your cross country skiing victory, but we'll have to watch that tonight. That was pretty clever.
That's
that was pretty great. I got a good laugh out of it. Wes sent me a video.
Hey, I mean, what else? We in the evenings we film sport events, so
right.
What am I supposed to do? Like not film anything?
Right. I know exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I filmed my kids and we made a workout video today.
That's my nature. That's my nature. Man.
Yesterday, I drove out to the school and I made a news package about the weather, and because I wanted to get video footage and photos of the campus covered in snow. But it's been wild. It's been fun. I'm ready for some normalcy, and we'll get a little bit tomorrow in the Cove with the Sand Sharks. Everything going off as scheduled. 1:30, 3:30. Flagler must trust their bus driver enough to bring them up from St. Augie, and should be a good time, huh, Brackin?
Yeah, Flagler's here. They came up today. They got a shoot around this afternoon, or just a few hours ago. And then shout out to my student intern, Jess Edwards, man. She put her head down and knocked out the entire setup today. And then Coach Ron helped get everything else, the bleachers and all that kind of stuff. But she took care of the table, broadcast table, scaffolding. The entire table is set up, ready to go. So shout out to Jess for that. That's a huge help, especially with everybody being out for the last few days.
Yeah, she's a rock star, man. I've gotten to work with her before. She's fantastic. So yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, but looking at the games, well, actually, before we go too much further, let me say that the show tonight brought to you by Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor and our all-star sponsor, official real estate closing attorney of Loco Sports, but they can help you with all your legal needs at Mickelson Law Firm right in downtown Bluffton. They are presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Nobody playing this week, not since Monday. It's been a ice out, but we'll get back at it tomorrow in the Cove. And big games, Brackin, set the stage for us. I'll work on getting the Peach Belt standings up here, but give us the skinny, buddy.
Well, I mean, the first, obviously, you're going to look at the women's game first and kind of see that matchup. They're 1-1 all time. Flagler's 3-3 and coming in the conference, and we're 1-5 with a couple of those games where you're like, man, especially the overtime game against Lander, you thought you had that one, and then probably the Georgia College game, you're like, man, I really thought we had a good shot at that. So you just got to go and take it in stride and just do what you can.
Yep.
Flagler's Flagler's right there in front of you. Play it. You've already beaten Clayton, so you play them next week. And that was a game that we actually, we played really well and secured a really solid victory over the Lakers that game. We play them again next Wednesday. So I look forward to kind of
the record doesn't show it, but we played well at home.
Just
so
because we're
I
the
feel like
1-6 record does not reflect how we've played inside the Cove at all. And again, the thing that that we've talked about it all season, we've talked about it all last year too, was the injuries. If you can't stay healthy and you can't keep your players on the floor, it's really tough to win any game. And obviously North Georgia's on an absolute tear, 15-1.
Well, they're amazing.
I mean, they've got national championship aspirations, and I truly believe they got a shot at that. So you just go out there and you play the game, and as Coach V has said 100 times, trust the process.
Yep.
And
so
it'll happen. It'll happen.
Well, I mean, here's the reality. You look at your top 5 scorers by average per game, and Bostic's played 4 games, Hayward's played 6, and Bowman's played 7. So, I mean, right off the top, you've been hamstrung. You haven't had your best 5 but a couple of games, and we saw what that looked like, and it was pretty good. So, I mean, we're inching back toward full health. Where's everybody at right now? We should be in pretty good shape, right? After
this week kind of gave everybody a chance to kind of relax a little bit, I would think.
Rest.
A little bit of rest. Shania went boogie boarding down a mountain, and thank goodness that she didn't get hurt, but she took a little
there is that.
So it's like you're going out and you're having fun, and which is great.
And by mountain, I'm sure you mean the Sun City berm, correct?
I'm pretty sure, sliding down a tiny hill.
It's boarding down the berm. I think I actually saw Bradley Denmark, former Bluffton heavyweight, and now USCB student, skateboarding down the berm after I posted a video of him on a hill the day before. So it was fun to see who the true X Games stars were. But Shania was a snowboarder, huh?
Yeah, it was fun. I think it got saved. Well, I had to ask Brady because I think he was out there with them. But I mean, so some of the locals I think went home and then got trapped. So that in a way is like, oh man, I went home, to make sure I was safe, which is the right call. But then when everybody's like, oh hey, we're going to be able to practice, you're hurting then because they're not there. So
who goes home? No, you don't go home. You stay here. It's just snow, man. You just chill out. It's fun.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. It's not a hurricane.
I mean, it's the first time we've had snow in 7 years. It was 2018, the last time that we had a big snow like this. So, I mean, it's probably a fair assessment to think.
As long as you don't drive, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little icy drive at 17. So, but I mean, I'm excited. This was a game last year that we kind of we circled and said this was a game that we could really get in and win. And this was the game at home where we really did well. So,
that's the thing, man. You can't go home. You got to stay and play in the snow with your friends.
Yeah, dude, it's fun.
I'm hoping if it does get to another, if that snowpocalypse round 2 comes back next week.
Oh goodness. Is this real? Is this real? This is
Brackin's claiming it.
What are your sources? I'm not sure what you're seeing.
I mean, I saw it on social media, multiple social media.
I'm not sure what you're seeing.
No, you need to stop believing what you see on social media, because here's the forecast for the next few days. 54
I know the next
on Saturday, then 59, 54, 64, 70, 62, 57, 63, 68, 68, 64, 62, 63, 63. It ain't going nowhere near freezing. There ain't no snow.
I hope
I'm
not.
fine with that.
You need to purge some of your social media follows, because you got that misinformation bug going around.
Unless something crazy happens, I haven't seen.
I mean, I don't know. It was.
I will say I know what Brackin's talking about, because I have seen some social medias put out that, and I just I'm just like, yeah, okay. I mean, if
it's
it
supposed
snows,
to rain next
again,
weekend.
it snows
It's
again.
not supposed to
I
snow.
don't care. Like if it snows
The-
again, it snows again. I don't care.
The
2 weeks in a
lows
row,
next weekend are in the
every
50s, boys. It's not snowing.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
It's
We're
not
good.
happening.
Well,
It's all good.
let's pray
We're in the
to
clear.
whatever that the cold front doesn't come up. So, but
Yeah, I don't need this.
But I mean that's baseball season, man. Baseball season starts next weekend too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that's great.
They're not getting.
Oh God.
I'm
snowball. Let's
go. Crossover season, man. I'm not ready for that.
Oh yeah, it's coming for you. It's coming for you.
Spring season, at least,
but
JJ,
then,
at least spring season for you was like it was busy, but you didn't have basketball. So
right, we didn't truly have a
better.
crossover really. We just had spring. So that was nice back in my day. But my day is over, and we have basketball, and we have another big game in the Cove for the men on Saturday. Flagler right in the middle of the pack with the guys as well. Meanwhile, USCB tied for the top spot going into this one. Definitely got a target on our back. Yeah. Flagler's going to want a piece, and that's a game that, throughout the season, I probably would have told you these are two pretty even teams. It just so happens that the way it's shaken out so far in conference play, they've separated a little bit, but I think this is a very even matchup and should be the kind of dogfight we expect in the Cove.
Yeah, I mean, I think most definitely this is a game that you kind of circled last year or at the end of the year, and you looked at it again and said, okay, hey, this is one that we really need to pick up. But like you said last week after the North Georgia game, there's not a tougher place to play than the Cove. I mean, truly, I mean, I don't think it's true. I think the next smallest arena might be Columbus, maybe Flagler, but Flagler or Clayton, those three. But I mean, Augusta's got a big arena. Aiken's got a big arena. Lander, North Georgia, Georgia College, Georgia Southwestern all have big arenas, and you don't no matter what, you might have a 5,000 seat, 3,500 seat, whatever. You're not filling that out.
No. You got 500 people, and it's just sad when you have 500 people in a giant.
I'm trying to remember what was the game we watched. We all were watching it.
It was the
game. I think it was Georgia Southwestern.
No, it was the Lander game. It was the Lander game where there were tens of people there. It felt like
you're the tens of fans are just screaming in joy and
stuff. It looks so sad.
It is very sad. I think it's hilarious that not enough schools in this conference support the basketball teams or at least come out for the games. I mean, I was watching some of the road games that USCB has had this year, and there's some arenas that are huge and could be so dangerous when filled up completely.
But it's a bummer. We need more people to support their local programs.
But I agree with Brackin. We were all standing in that circle after the North Georgia game, and we all agreed this has got to be one of the toughest places to play in the Peach Belt Conference, without a doubt. When that place is packed, I've never been in anything louder for a basketball game than USCB. Honesty,
I gotta scream so I can hear myself.
Yeah, right.
It's such a tight, compact area that you don't have anywhere to go because the fans are right on top of you, especially when you're on the bench. And then, I'm having trouble hearing myself think when I'm standing there.
It's so loud.
It really is, especially when the baseball team is there now. And the Whiteout Wednesday was a huge success.
Dude.
There's only been a couple arenas I remember being louder when I covered games there. Gallagher Iba at Oklahoma State, just because they steamrolled Mizzou that day. That place got rocking, and it was crazy. And then Fog Allen Fieldhouse at Kansas was creepy.
Yeah,
it was eerie.
Yeah.
But the Cove, as far as cozy environments go, man, it is really, really awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
585 people.
Expect to get wet if you sit up front. Splash!
Yeah, right.
So
what'd you say? How many people?
About 585, 600 total.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
And
then, but that's a good crowd for a D2 basketball game. Like you're not going to draw a lot better than that. It's not like we're turning people away at the door because it's sold out. Like there are tickets available, just a handful. Not a ton. You kind of have to pick a spot to sit, but like you don't need a giant arena for that level of basketball because, like you said, you're not going to fill it up. I mean, the only reason you would is if you aspire to go D1, and like you do want to start filling it up because that's part of the plan. But when you're just starting at the D2 level, it's honestly, it's turned out to be perfect. And I didn't think it would be, like I thought it would be fine, but not great. But like, it's to the point that it's like, oh, can we just build another rec center and keep this? I love it.
I mean,
it's really cool.
It's such a great environment. And then like
there are limitations though. Like you could use a larger, like for example, it's not very far from the door to where I'm sitting. It gets real cold. You got to go out, like out in the lobby. Seriously though, like out in the lobby where you go to get your food and stuff, like it gets cold out there when the doors open and closing. And you're just right there. So, that you could use some more space to operate. That would allow you to do more with concessions and things like that. So I'm not saying we shouldn't build the arena for sure. This thing's going to keep growing. We'll fill it up. Not like those other places, but I do love the Cove and I will miss it. There'll be like a sentimentality, maybe like in, years from now, we can always play one game every season at the Cove,
inside the Cove,
like a preseason game against somebody. And, that'd be cool.
I mean,
I like that.
The other thing I would,
no, it's middle school boys, bro. Red travels with a posse of middle school boys from Bluffton Middle. But yes, I see a lot of young athletes attending the games. It'd be cool to see more teams. That would be awesome.
Was it Saturday or was it Wednesday? I feel like Wednesday I saw quite a few younger students.
Wednesday night's when Red's kids from Bluffton Middle came.
Yeah, that's right.
He was calling the game, so his team wanted to come and see the game. So.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah. I'm excited.
Red's on the call tomorrow. Sorry, he's not. Rich Basirico is on the call tomorrow for the men's game with me, Rob Benson, for the women's game. So join us on the Sandshark Game Day Network. If you don't take advantage of the $5 tickets, which you absolutely should. That's tough to beat, man. $5 for 2 games in the Cove.
Following the Flagler game for at least the men's team, a huge game coming up next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, against the other team tied with them for first place in the Peach Belt standings, Columbus State. I think they're on the road for that game. That should be an interesting game, especially because of how well USCB has played on the road this year. I'm intrigued to see how they can do against a team as good as Columbus State has been.
I mean, that would be huge. That would be a major.
I mean, that's
everyone you can steal on the road is massive.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
they've done that a lot this year. They've done that a lot this year. So I'm hoping they can get another one of those.
That was something that Ron said, during the summer. He was like, "We're going to be battle tested early on," and that sucked for a while because you're like, "Oh, hey, I don't get to see the guys play." They had one true home game in the entire fall. And then you had the game against Savannah State at End Market. But I mean, you had one true home game before you came back on January 4th. And it's okay. Like, but I think in that mindset, it gets those young guys, especially like that core of the team, because you've got Kenny, you've got KG, or you got Kyle, KG, Ollie, and all of them who are seniors. Who are
they're used to the grind, but the newcomers, the freshmen in particular, you kind of get trial by fire.
Tasso, my thumbs up going up. Tasso, Nolan, everybody like that. Those younger guys, those core guys that you're bringing in to really say, okay, hey, this is it. And then I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I think it bonded them
too.
together too. I mean, we all know that road trips are great team bonding opportunities. And so, I think those early trips, they went to Flagler for a couple of days, and they went to PA a couple of times. And I think it was all really well crafted by Fadala to really get them to gel together and buy in and become a team. And we're seeing the benefit of that. I mean, now we're into the grind, and they feel like they've been through it before and came out on the other side. So they just got to keep it going. Momentum's only as good as you can keep it going. And so they can't, if they stumble, they gotta go on to the next game, just like they go on to the next play. And I think they're going to be fine, but there's going to be some adversity at some point. And
I mean, you're going to
lose to see how they respond to it. Yeah. Or somebody's going to get hurt, or, somebody's going to, something's going to happen. I mean, I'm just saying, like somebody's going to get dinged at some point. It's almost inevitable.
Yeah, the 5 in, 5 outs, 5 in, 5 out, and then the rotate a couple of those guys in there. It's going to catch up at some point. It's just going to. Somebody's going to get. Kyle's been a little bit banged up with his hand.
Yeah, that's it. Like, just somebody's going to be out for a game or two. And it just kind of mess up the rotation. But like Lucas is kind of ready to step in and fill that energetic guard role. And there's other guys on the bench that played a little bit early that can get in there and fill a role for a couple of games if they need to.
Yeah, I mean, and we haven't seen a lot of Pat yet, and so that was he's gotten a few minutes here. I think the most minutes he played was like 7, and that's okay. Like
patio furniture, as Kevin Libby calls him.
But then you get, you talk about the guys who were on the team last year who basically, just didn't engage in eligibility with Jordan and with AJ and all those guys who, are just waiting. Musa's a big, but he's like Maddie. He doesn't, he's not used to playing a big role. He's 6'7", but he's a 3 from New York. He shoots the 3 and he can shoot from range.
It's kind of like Dominic, right?
I think Dom plays more like a 4. Dom can shoot the 3 very, very well for his size. But I mean, that dude's a grown man. I mean, the first time you met, I mean, like that's not even as deep as his voice gets. It's unreal. I mean, I remember when he came on campus, I was like, whoa, okay. But like, we said before, he and KG both play so much taller than their actual height. KG is only 6 foot tall, but he plays like he's 6'5". That leap at the end of the game to secure the game.
And Kev as well. Kev is 6'2", but plays like he's 6'8", and then Dom 6'7", plays like he's 6'9". So they can all just leap out of the gym, and the way Kev uses his body inside is just unreal. For a 6'2" man to be able to just back people down, post them up, and still get a shot up over them is amazing to me.
Yeah, he's terrific. Yeah. I'm really hoping we get to see that those guys get that opportunity at some point if something does happen, because Lucas is ready. A lot of these guys have dealt with it.
There will be opportunities. There will.
Yeah. I mean, Lucas
will get in foul trouble. Somebody will roll an ankle in the first part of the game. I mean, there's going to be chances for those guys to step up. That's why you preach it to them. Stay ready, because it's going to happen.
It's a good thing to know that they're ready to go if need be. Like that's the one thing you want to have on a basketball team, is if someone goes down, you have someone ready to go to take that spot if it's needed. I think that's what I like right now about the CSCB team, is that yes, they can do those shift changes throughout the game, but if someone gets hurt, you got at least 2-3 players ready to go if you need to put them in. So I love how this USCB team is playing. I was so happy to get 2 games this week to watch them play. I'm going to be even more excited.
Man, I'll tell you what, I certainly missed out Saturday. That was one heck of a game, man. I mean, like I said, as I texted everyone, that's a statement, a program statement win. I mean, that is when you circle on the calendar and one that you build off of. And just the way that they respond, because they were trailing by like around 7 points with only a handful of minutes left.
They were down 8.
Yeah,
they were down 8 with a little over 5 minutes left, I want to say.
And then then it was that magical reverse goaltending call that made it when Ollie put us up 75-74.
Yeah.
And then they took 2 away, and it's 70-72. Like that. I mean, that's a
72
play. So
it was well because but then the others, I mean, Huddy he scored 9 of his 12
Huddy went on
in the last 5 minutes. He just
went on
turned it on at the end. Ollie was just amazing though, just amazing all day long.
God,
he had it from the start. You could just tell he had a little extra spark, and
you knew he was ready.
The first one went in, and there was no stopping him, man. He was feeling it. I saw he declared for some sort of a draft, an international draft, after the season. I saw it on Instagram. Yeah. And I wasn't familiar with it, but I intended to look it up.
Well, his brother plays pro in Puerto Rico.
I'm guessing that's what it is, a Puerto Rican professional league. But we'll have to keep tabs on him after the Cove. Beyond the Cove. Where are they now?
Right?
10 years later.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day, I think, for both teams. You got a real good shot to win both games. Flagler's coming in 3-3 on both men and women's. You know, you can come up, get your momentum back for the girls, and for the guys, just keep it rolling. You know, you're undefeated at home. Just, keep rolling. And Wes, thank goodness you'll be back tomorrow, because I do not envy you at all.
Brackin don't want to do it no more.
On a spot. I do not want to spot again.
Yeah, it's hey, but I've gotten used to it. It's fun, especially with the partner. The partner who I'm working with makes it so much more fun. I will say,
Childish Statmano.
Yeah, he makes it so much fun. I'll tell you. Sometimes if you're doing it with someone who doesn't have the energy. I mean, he's just always so
he's loving life. He's loving life.
I mean, Donald, he has the energy, and it makes it really fun to work with. And that's.
We're also going to try something new. JJ, do you have like a tablet or something, or do you have your iPad or your computer that you bring?
I'll have my laptop. Yeah.
Okay, because we're going to try something, because I know with all the storm, we did not get to go get some more toner for the printer. So we're bringing iPads, and as long as both teams have an iPad, they can keep up with the live stats and, have everything they need. Just put it right there on there. So that was something Donald suggested. So we'll
I mean, I keep the live stats up in front of me anyway. I don't terribly need the printed stats. It's cool to have them. I think the color commentators appreciate them more. I think they look at them more. Because they look at it each time they get it, and I'm kind of tracking it throughout the game.
Right.
But no, it's no skin off me. I'd prefer to save the trees personally.
Well, we'll have them at halftime, and we'll have them at the end of the game too.
Yeah, that's sufficient for me. This is a great question from Libby. Absolutely, right?
Yeah, the 22nd ranked team in the country. I think last year, if you talk about program defining wins, last year's 4 overtime game against Columbus is the one that immediately goes into your head.
But this one ups it, I think.
This one takes the cake for sure.
And I think the women's win over North Georgia last year is their biggest to date.
Yeah. And then the 2 wins over Aiken, I think those are 2 that you look at. None of the non-conference games are like something that you're like, oh, I really, there's
even the first ones, they were like, it was such a walkover that it wasn't even. It was exciting in the moment.
30 in the first game,
right? It was exciting in the moment, but it doesn't stack up to games won against like quality elite teams. That's where the magic.
This would be the first win against a nationally ranked program, or at least at the time when they were nationally ranked. Yeah, that takes the cake for me.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, then the next one is, when you beat a higher ranked team. That's basically the game from now on. It's like how highly ranked are they, unless you have major stakes, like if you clinch something, a championship or something like that.
I mean, but now if you start looking at the standings, you can start kind of picking out. You win
There's
this
tiers.
game.
There's tiers.
Yeah. Well, if you win this game, you win this game. I think with the record overall, even if we were to lose out, knock on wood, we're still in the tournament.
Yeah. I think so.
I think that's the big picture. Is that we were fighting last year just to get in, and now this year it's like unless something insane happens, we will be in the top 8, and so that's just obviously you get it. I mean, now I'm sure they're thinking even bigger than that. I mean, obviously it's like
4.
By the way, I should mention,
like you have a chance to clinch a home playoff game with the way that you've started. So certainly a lot more on the horizon potentially.
Do you play? Are there home site games? It's all at one place.
I believe,
all at one place. I think,
okay.
Is
the first round like does the first round campus sites, or is it all on the all hosted by the 1 seed?
No, it has changed this year. So Wes is right. The top 4 seeds host. So the quarterfinals are hosted by the higher seed, 8-1, 7-2, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then on March 8th, the semifinals and the championship game will be hosted by the highest remaining seed following the quarterfinals. So
you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
Is there a rule about the capacity of the gym?
There's one thing.
Are they going to pull the high school league crap on us and be like, "Sorry, your gym's not big enough. We got to play it naked."
Hey, let's not. There's work to be done before we can get.
Yeah, I know, but cool. I
will say this. There's a lot of work to be done. But let's go.
If USCB wins on Wednesday, that would actually trump North Georgia win, because Columbus State is currently ranked 19th
right.
in the country right now.
That's another big one.
Yeah,
that would
be another ranking
that could potentially be for maybe it's for the 1 seed if they, or if
the NCAA's coaches poll.
Obviously you have to stay on the track that you're on, but there if you keep winning, there will be bigger games. There will be bigger games on the horizon, even just like this year. So
Brackin, according to the coaches poll on NCAA's website, Columbus State's currently ranked 19th. USCB has received 2 votes to be in the top 25, but they're not there.
That's the coaches. In the coaches poll we've received
2 votes, right?
2, or
which is either 2 number 25 votes or 1 number 24 vote.
It's
one or the other.
But we've been receiving votes twice now in the coaches poll, and we haven't received.
But the SID's got no respect.
No, I mean I don't know. It's two people from each conference. That make out each region poll, and then I don't know how they do the But we finished in the top. After Sunday, we got the poll out on Monday, and we jumped in the top 4. So Lincoln Memorial still held on the top spot. Columbus State at number 2, Lenore Ryan at number 3, and then us at number 4. So it's going to be exciting. It really is. And so wait, hold on. What was Kevin's question? Does anyone have a connection to Beaufort Pillow Company?
Yeah, can we get a branded pillow talk with Brackin? Are you propped up on the pillows there?
Oh, heck yeah, man! This is not the first time. It's not the first time that I've done the lowdown from my bedroom.
The Continental.
Yeah, Harris Pillow Company on Highway 21 that used to be there right by the drive-in. They've got some good pillows, man. I'm telling you.
I'm a big fan of One Fresh Pillow.
I got to get a couple more good ones. I got some
good pillows.
So,
yeah, you got to get new pillows because them things fill up with dust mites. It's gross.
Oh, thanks.
I saw a video about that, and that Oh man, you got to get new pillows every now and then. All right. Well, Brackin, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the Cove. And again, we got $5 tickets available on uscbathletics.com. Use the coupon code Snow Special to get your $5 general admission tickets. It's a great time. If you haven't been out, you got to get out. If you have been out, you know that you're going to get way more than $5 worth of entertainment out of your afternoon. So come on out. Should be great games. And get some rest, buddy. We'll see you over at the Cove tomorrow.
That's right. Bright and early, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Later. That's Brackin Lambert getting us caught up on the Sand Sharks.
Awesome.
I was dubious about whether we were going to get those games
played,
but I'm excited that we
it's
are.
great.
I'm glad that Flagler was able
I'm
to get
itching
up
to
there.
cover. I'm itching to cover something right now because it's been like
Right?
I was away last weekend, so I didn't get to see anything.
Right?
Then when I get home, we get the Snowmageddon 2025, and it's we're still trying to clean up all the snow and the ice, and now it looks like we're gonna get at least some big time college basketball starting tomorrow. So hopefully the ice hopefully the ice won't be too prominent in
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be
You
fine.
just never know, but yeah, we should be good to go. Obviously, if you're making a decision like this, we should be in pretty decent shape. Where but I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to head back to Cove, especially after what I saw from afar on Saturday. Got to watch the last few minutes of that game, as I said, and Justin, you were that was one of the most triumphant, just emphatic calls I have seen anyone make around here. I mean, that just I loved every bit of that, and so that's great. And
I think I'm outside of my body when I'm doing it sometimes. Like it just whatever is flowing through me comes out. And thankfully it seems to come out mostly filtered. But no, as I said the other night, I have become emotionally invested in this team and Ron Fudala's program, and that definitely is coming through in the broadcast. I really want them to win, and I can't hide that. We talked about that the other night about the team broadcaster versus the general broadcaster, and I've leaned into being a team broadcaster.
I'd rather be a team broadcaster.
Never really been my style. I've always been more the general guy, but man, I'm loving being the team guy.
I think that's why. I think that's part of why me and Wes enjoy doing the baseball games last spring, is because we get to root for one team. We don't have to be excited about both.
Well, Wes plays it pretty straight. He plays it pretty straight,
and but if
I typically do too. But with USCB, I've leaned into being the team.
I will say that
if I'm being honest,
there were some moments that I certainly got emotional on the call for, and there were two that stand out. The first one was the Calvatin 90th minute goal a couple years ago. To beat Aiken. The other one was the crazy walk off. I think it was Nico Andre to win that crazy Sunday game late in the season last year in baseball. Yeah. You were on, I believe, Max, you were my color guy.
Yeah, I was right next to you, dude. We went nuts. The whole booth, to be honest, went nuts. Brackin was going crazy. And so was the rest of the group up there. We were going nuts. We couldn't believe it happened.
We're down down 3 in the bottom of the ninth. Came back to win it.
I just figured out why I do that with USCB. It's because that was the first time I went to the dark side, right? Like I was journalism. Then I went and worked at USCB. I was the company man. I was the team guy. So that's where I kind of got into to the idea of that. So now that I go back to USCB, I still have that same kind of affiliation, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, did you see I think it was the Commanders team radio guys when they made it to the playoffs and they were going bananas in the in the booth.
So funny.
Yeah, that's true. Enthusiasm based in fact. Yeah, I mean, Gus Johnson is incredibly enthusiastic, but he's never rooting for anybody. I'm rooting
No,
for the story
he's
first and foremost.
enthusiastic. Yeah, he's enthusiastic as a general broadcaster. You know, he's so good at what he does.
Yep.
I enjoy watching
I
Gus
mean, he's a
Johnson.
little over the top at times, but I appreciate him.
Yeah, no,
He,
I appreciate the enthusiasm he brings because I feel like sometimes I see broadcasters.
I do too,
not bring
especially
enough
in the
to
big
that.
moments. I think the
Yeah.
only time he rubs me wrong is when he's a little over the top when it doesn't
Yep.
warrant it, when he's like trying to force it, you know?
Like Joe Buck, for instance. Joe Buck, I can't. I like him. I like his voice, but I like when it's a big moment. I've seen times where he just talks normally. I'm just like, come on, man,
Yeah.
bring a little bit more to
he's
it.
a little unaffected at times.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
But
I like him okay. I think Joe Buck's unfairly maligned a little bit, but to
So,
shift gears,
yeah.
looking at the schedule, tonight's schedule is all PPDs. And then tomorrow we've still got Ridgeland at Hardyville on the schedule. 2:15 start for the girls, 4 o'clock for the boys. That will be happening opposite the Sand Sharks in the Cove. Flagler at USCB 1:30 and 3:30, and then I think all the wrestling is postponed tomorrow. I'm not
So
positive.
they've
about
moved
that.
up those Richland Hardyville games then.
Yeah, they moved them up. First one will start at 12. They want them done and everybody off the roads before dark. That is the plan.
Honestly, I would have waited. If I was going to postpone it, I would have postponed it to next Saturday if they had time.
Well,
to do it
it's
next
not.
Saturday.
That's not really. I don't know if that's viable for both teams, but they were
Yeah.
able to. We're trying to get it in. We need to get it in because it's about to be a nightmare on the back end. Which is one of the topics tonight. Is we now are at a point where we're less than 3 weeks from the end of the season when all the games have to be played, and we just lost a week of games that now we have to squeeze in. So it's about to get dicey. Officials are a real concern when it's not simple to just reschedule things. You have wrestling events that are already scheduled. Gyms are booked. Wrestling usually gets bumped for basketball, is what it is. So it's going to be interesting over the next little while here, and you're going to have, I think, depth becomes a bigger factor because you're going to play 3 and 4 games in a week more frequently instead of just 2. So
It's going to be very interesting because I know, and I'm sure everyone else thinks the same thing. Is the high school league is not going to push it back another week. They already pushed back weeks back in the fall. They're not going to try and push it back even further because at this point, then you're going to have issues with spring sports as well. So, like at this point, I don't know if they're going to push it back, and if they do push it back a week, maybe, and that's all they're going to give. I think at this point, because I don't think they want to push back even more than.
Well, that's all you need.
Right.
I mean, you lost a week, you get a week back. That'd be
because
fine.
it wasn't just us here; it was the entire state that
Pretty
that
much
felt these effects. So, everyone's a week behind now. It's not just here in the Low Country; it's throughout the lower state and the upper state areas. All are feeling the same effects,
it's
and they're
crazy
all a
because
week behind.
football, we had the hurricane as a big hurdle, and then now we have it's just been a rough
What are we getting in the spring?
Yeah. Oh goodness! Don't get me started. I'm looking.
It's gonna be an earthquake in the spring.
Oh, geez.
No tornado. No, don't even say.
I was wondering what they were going to do with that Hardyville Ridgeland game. I was wondering what was going to happen there.
I mean, that's as of the last I heard was that's the plan, is to get it in. And I was over at school today. It's still a little slushy around there, but it was breaking up more and more, and it was just right there by the school. It was still a little icy, so I guess they're going for it. So that's the plan.
They're going to show up. That place will be packed no matter what. I think, hopefully.
Oh yeah, people will come out. People are itching to get out of the house, man. People are ready to get back to get out and do something.
I was hoping it wouldn't be during those times so that I could actually go to both, but it's what it is.
It's one of those can't be in both places at one time situations. Get used to it. Sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Until we figure out the clone technology, duplicity.
And we promised eventually. Obviously, we're not going to be able to broadcast the Hardyville Ridgeland game tomorrow because neither Justin or I will be there. But I know that we're going to work on getting Hardyville games finally streamed so the whole county who supports the Canes can eventually watch basketball games and other sports for that matter.
That's the plan. We're
in the near
working on
future. And we're going to start working on it come Monday, Justin. I know that.
That's right. You coming to school on Monday?
Yeah, I'm coming to school on
Monday.
Ready? I'm ready.
Let's go.
This should be fun.
Let's go.
But yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. I'm very excited to watch the USCB men's team play. I told my parents, please come out to this game, as well as everyone. If you didn't watch, go check out my my Lowco recap, my first YouTube video ever that I've edited and put together. I mentioned on it. I said, look, I encourage everyone to go out to those USCB games, both men's and women's for that matter. The women's could use all the support they can, and it's unfortunate for me to see the women's team struggling the way they are because I know when they're healthy, because we've seen at least 1 or 2 games where they've had somewhat of a healthy team this year, and they're very competitive. And I just wish I could see a fully healthy USCB women's basketball team because I can't imagine how strong of a team it could be if they were fully put together. But for the men's team, like for both, really, I encourage anyone who's watching this right now and hasn't been to a USCB basketball game, please go. It's so worth it. It is so much fun. It's so loud. It's electric. It's a lot of fun. And I'm excited.
Man, it's the most fun I've ever had. I mean, I've alongside some other moments, of course, but I mean, nothing beats being a part of the atmosphere in the Cove like that because it gets absolutely bonkers, especially when the games are close and intense towards the end, and then you get some high flying dunks and just being a part of that, being at the scorers table. It is such a cool experience to
isn't it?
And to see it from the
on the
start,
floor.
see it, be a part of this first year, now seeing what has happened so far in year 2. And I think the sky's the limit for this guys team right now. I think they can handle anybody in this conference after what we saw against Georgia.
Well, I mean it showed that last Saturday. North Georgia is one of the top teams in the country, and we just we went toe to toe with them and beat them out.
I truly believe that Fudala intends to be here as long as it takes to win a national championship.
You never know
I think
this level.
If they don't win I will be surprised if they don't win a national championship if he stays here for
if he stays the next 15, 20 years, I could absolutely see that because you're just going to continue to get strong recruits for this D2 tier, and I think there's
I know that's crazy. That's crazy to say.
It's a great environment for basketball, and just
we believe it though.
I am such a believer in him that I truly believe it.
We believe as long as Fadula stays here. We believe as long as Fadula stays here, we have a shot one day to be a national championship worthy basketball team. Basketball program.
We literally have the best seats in the house.
Right now,
and they feed us between games. You can't beat it.
I think right now, that belief is starting to show a bit towards other people. Because I think what this program has done in only their second season is truly phenomenal, and it's so sad because if they do somehow win the conference, unfortunately, because they're not a fully fledged NCAA member yet, they unfortunately won't be able to be in the national tournament this year, which is so sad. But let's be honest, that will be a national story if they do somehow win the Peach Belt Conference this season. It'll be a national story as the team who can't compete for an NCAA title but could have a shot at it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm hoping for at this point. Like I think they can get so much pub for that.
Yeah, you want people to notice, hey, these Sand Sharks, this Sand Sharks program, whatever they are, wherever they are.
Look, I've already had this dream, bro. Like when I worked there and I watched Florida Gulf Coast and what they did, I already dreamed this dream in my head of, we could start basketball at USCB and it could do real good and it could grow big and then we could be like Florida Gulf Coast, because that's what I do. And now I'm getting to watch it like happen in real time, and like I feel like I can see the future. because I've already dreamed this dream, and then I conveyed it to Ron Fudala, and it sounded a lot like his dream, and like, so I truly believe that anything is possible with this program right now. I mean, I think that this place is popping off in a way that it's just all happening at the right time, and I really do believe that Florida Gulf Coast is the model. I think we can follow that model, or look at Coastal Carolina and how they've leveraged football. The same kind of deal could happen here. So yeah, exactly. So
Carolina baseball too.
Yeah, really, it started with baseball. It started with baseball, and they won a national championship in baseball.
They won a World Series. The coach was there for what, like 15, 16 seasons up to that point,
and then that popped off their football.
Shocked the country when they
won
it.
I mean, the blueprint is out there, and Fudala is the right kind of guy. He's that generational talent in leadership, who has a vision and a way that he wants to do things. And if you stay out of his way, it's going to work. And so far so good, but no, there's no question that people are going to make runs at him. They're going to take note, and they're going to make runs at him. And depending on the situation, you won't fault him if he goes. But I get the feeling from just the conversations that I've had with him, and they all say it, but I get the feeling that he truly wanted to find a place where he could start a program from scratch and take it all the way, and just to know that he had done it from start to finish. No one else's hands were on it.
Right.
It was
all
his vision, and he took it all the way through.
I also think
that's what.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you do. I mean, that's like that's the dream, building a program from the ground up. I mean, how often do you get to be, because you probably won't get an opportunity like that to build a program in that fashion, like do it from the ground up and like take it to a national championship. It's like playing a franchise mode in your Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's not even just the men's team that could be goal. I think if once they get healthy as a program, I think the women's team
they're just further away right now.
They're a bit of a ways behind right now, and that's just it's unfortunate because we have such a great coach for the women's team, and she's just had the unfortunate side of injuries. It's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything that ties him to the area other than this is where he decided to build his empire.
Ronnie's great.
He loves the spot, and he's he does not have kids. He's not married. I believe he may be engaged, but not married. So we'll have Marcus Walsh back with us next week when we have more high school stuff to talk about. But we've talked a lot about USCB, and we'll talk about that more probably tomorrow night. We'll probably get on here and talk about that, right? Well, maybe Sunday.
Anything to be a part of that.
Yeah, I was seeing some pre-one. Yeah.
Hell, I'll be the PA announcer for basketball games at USCB if I have to. Like,
they've got those. They've got those already. Those. But I know you're eager for all the jobs. You can go do PA at Hardyville tomorrow. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it actually. I want to.
Then you can give me some highlights and oversee our students for the Kings News.
Yeah, that's true. I'll have to talk to Freddie about it. I might do that.
But high school wrestling, so we'll get back at it next week. We're looking for some of the rescheduled dates. So far, I've seen a lot of games that have been rescheduled for the last round. The Tuesday games were getting moved to some to the 30th, some to the 5th.
I think Christian Academy JP2 is, of course, according to Marcus Walsh, has been moved to, I believe, the 31st.
Yeah, the 30th, I believe.
30th or 31st, something like that.
30 on Thursday.
Yeah, 30th. Thursday, that's right.
And then the USCB games at Aiken were postponed to the 17th.
Okay.
And then the ones from tonight, I've seen a lot of those postponed to the 12th and 13th, but not all of them have rescheduled yet. So
it was unfortunate that we were going to have a great game tonight. Unfortunately, that was postponed. And that was between Bluffton and May River, which I was very excited to go out and watch. Of course, that was postponed due to what we are dealing with here. But I'm excited to see that one when they play each other. I'm excited for Hardyville Richland tomorrow. If I do go out to those games, they should be really fun to be a part of because obviously this will be the first time we've had any men's sport from Ridgeland and Hardyville play each other. So very exciting tomorrow. But yeah, it's unfortunate with all these postponements. I feel like every season of sports we've had so far has been disrupted by something. And I really hope that's not the case for spring sports. But it's going to be interesting.
Breaking our rhythm, it's breaking our flow.
No, right? I mean, seriously, it's bring this.
Yeah,
and we had to cancel all the One Loco clinics for the weekend, so that stunk.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I did. I was out in Hardyville this afternoon, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll drive by the school, see what it looks like out there." And I just saw the baseball and softball fields.
It's an ice rink still.
Ice and snow.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Yeah,
covered.
obviously we won't be doing clinics on Sunday for.
No, because all that snow is going to turn into water and go right into the field. It's going to be sloppy.
Yeah.
For a few days.
Nice and smushy. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting out there though.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's see here. So yeah, we'll get back at it hot and heavy next week, mostly on Tuesday, a little bit on Monday, mostly on Tuesday. And then I was gonna run through the SC Mat rankings real quick on the wrestling side, presented by Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. We got the updated scmat.com rankings that came out just it's been about 8 days ago now, but May River's still the number one team in Class 4A, and they've got 6 guys ranked at their weight classes, including 4 ranked number one. Ryan Seaman at 113, Marcus Folk at 120, Blake Butler at 150, and Josh Echevarria at 175. Stefano Calderon, freshman, is ranked 3rd at 106. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins it, honestly. He's a hammer. And Leandro Larinaga is number 8 at 157. Also in 4A, Beaufort, number 12. Antonio McKnight is ranked 2nd at 144. Colton Freeman, 7th at 215. Bluffton's number 13, Caleb McTurnan, number 1 at 106, and Gabe Fulton, number 3 at 157. Hilton Head is ranked 20th. Bryce Stevenson's number 2 at 120. He and Folk had a head-to-head matchup earlier, and looks like they could be on a crash course for more in the postseason. Cole Sowers, freshman, number 3 at 132. Malachi Bynum, number 8 at 215. And then in 3A, Battery Creek's number 10. Nate Najjar's number 6 at 144. Khalil Myers, number 4 at 190. Pharrell Myers, number 5 at 215. Bridges checks in at number 20 in the Class 2A 1A rankings with Kanan Tuttle, freshman, number 6 at 106. Amari Bradley, number 8 at 157. Kevin Summers, number 7 at 165. Ali Jenkins, number 2 at 175. And Jerry Chavez, number 1 at 285. And then a few girls in the rankings. Jada Lawrence from Bluffton, number 1 at 145. 3 Hilton Head girls. Annie Mariano, number 6 at 145. Rosa Olivetti, number 5 at 110. And Jordan Mutri, number 8 at 135. Whale Branch, Gianna Rosario, number 9 at 110. And Rynasia Brown, number 10 at 235. May Rivers, Vivian Uriola, number 2 at 125. And Skeezers, John Paul II, number 4 in the team rankings. They got a bunch of dudes ranked. Jace Reynolds, number 4 at 120. Jude Witkowski, number 3 at 132. Brian Orta, number 2 at 138. Daniel Snyder, number 3 at 144. Jack Hannigan, number 3 at 150. Archer DeWig, number 4 at 157. And Taylor Murphy, number 4 at 165. We're almost there. Patrick Henry's number 12 in Skiza. Hilton Nettles, number 4 at 150. Kai Sobey, number 4 at 175. Luke Sobey, number 1 at 190. Colleton Prep, number 14. Carter Simmons is number 1 at 165. And Kason Warner's number 3 at 175. And then Thomas Hayward, Tyler Young, ranked 3rd at 120. And Jacob Alfonso, number 2 at 132. There's your wrestling rankings update. What's this?
Nice.
Javon
Very nice.
Sandcastle from Battery Creek, freshman, #1 at heavyweight.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah, I think he just gave himself an alter ego and claimed to be a freshman. Javon did. I don't think they have anyone named Javon Sandcastle. So I look forward to seeing some wrestling. I'm actually going to get to coach the Canes a little bit. So first I coached the Bulldogs one more time Tuesday night. We just learned we're going to have a Beaufort County School District individual championship for the middle schools at McCracken.
Very nice. Very nice.
That'll be fun. Could be a late night Tuesday. You guys might have to do the show without me. And then I believe Wednesday I get to go on the road with the Canes to Bamberg for the region duels. It's just us and Bamberg in the region, so it's just a duel for the championship. And then we both get to go to the playoffs on Saturday. Site to be determined. So looking forward to getting in there with Coach Gearhart. Should be fun.
Nice. Very nice.
Parting thoughts, fellas. I got a few.
One.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's just breaking news. Just came in. The Dallas Cowboys have hired their new head coach. They're staying within the Cowboys and hiring their offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer.
You're not old enough to remember his pops, Marty Schottenheimer.
Why is that name? I feel like that name sounds so familiar. I just don't know why.
Yeah, Marty Schottenheimer was
anyway,
longtime
they
coach
did
of
hire
the
him.
Browns, the Broncos, the Chiefs. But Brian Schottenheimer,
he will be the next head coach for. Yeah, he will be the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. So they did not go outside the field.
He was their OC. He was their OC.
Yeah, he was.
So that doesn't inspire
a good move for them. Keep it within keep it within the Cowboys. I would have liked to see a new coach bring some new ideas. So I hope that's what he does for them.
I'm kind of unimpressed.
Yeah,
feels like a yes man. So I don't know. It could work out, but it's not. It doesn't seem like a very. It doesn't seem like a very aggressive hire.
That's what scares me.
I think the Bears made a much better hire. I think the Raiders made a much better hire with Pete Carroll. I think people are knocking his age, but that man is young at heart.
Those Cowboys say, yeah, let's look at Pete Carroll. He might be a good option.
I don't know that Pete wanted to work with Jerry.
I don't know if anyone. Well, yeah, because then look who they hired as the next head coach. I mean, honestly,
that's what I'm saying. I think that Jerry's options are pretty limited. I think his hands are pretty tied. I think most people don't take his calls.
Is why he should no longer be the general manager for the Dallas Cowboys. But that's never going to happen. We've said this before,
Look, when you have that kind of money and you spend it on a franchise, it is literally your toy. That's why you bought it. You bought it so you could play football man.
Yeah.
But you got to read But here's the thing: when it comes to toy, you got to read the instruction manual to see how the toy works.
Right.
Manual.
Yeah, but Jerry doesn't care because he's just playing with his toy, man.
He just plays with it and then breaks it. I mean, look.
No, it's not broken. His toy's still making him tons of money every year. His toy is fine. It is entertaining him and making him rich. He's happy.
Yes, but the Dallas Cowboys should be a team in the playoffs. They should
have been in the
playoffs this year.
At what cost? Him not having the power?
Despite the fact that they had no running back whatsoever, I still thought they would have been a team to make the playoffs.
Where did Dion and Shadur go now? It doesn't seem like there's a home for the package deal right now.
If I'm Shador,
all the places.
Let me say this: if I'm Shador, I might want to go to Las Vegas right now, work with Pete Carroll.
but Dion can't get the job there. So
no, but that's fine. If Dion stays in Colorado for a few years and then Shadur decides to go to a new team that's probably looking for a new head coach, bam, there you go. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like,
no, that's
he may
possible.
not have it this cycle, but
he can play out his rookie deal and then and
Plus,
then
I
they can
want to
orchestrate
see Dion. I want to see Dion succeed a little more at Colorado because he's got a lot of talent coming in now this upcoming next college football season, including
He does.
one of the top quarterbacks in the nation as a recruit.
Saturdays would be kind of boring, especially late at night without Dion. He makes late night Saturdays fun.
That's what I'm saying. But
Wes, you got any?
Staying with the NFL, Pete Carroll going to the Raiders. I think it's interesting to see him continue to coach at the age that he is now. But sometimes at this point, I mean, you don't want anything else to prove. I mean, you're just doing it for the love of the game at this point where he is in his career. He's won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. He was terrific at USC, early in his career at the college level. So, at this point, I think that he's just showing that he has a continued passion for it. And maybe the Raiders will strike gold with what his philosophies have been. But I don't expect that he just doesn't have the talent around them right now in terms of that Oakland teams. Oakland, I do the same thing as you, Jeff. I continue to say them Oakland instead of Las Vegas. It's natural because for all my life, they've been the Oakland Raiders.
I used to make relentless fun of my grandpa when he did it.
Don't you worry. It'll be for both baseball and football. God,
I just used to dog on my grandpa when he would do it. Oakland, they're Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. Now I do that all the time. Libby, why did I read this and picture Smithers and Mr. Burns?
Excellent.
Mr. Burns, I found this user manual under the couch. There's a bunch of pages after the worn-out preamble of Herschel Walker trade. Excellent, Smithers, except in Jerry Jones' voice. Excellent, Smithers.
Excellent, Smithers.
I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones is Mr. Burns in another life. Pete Carroll did definitely pay players at USCB before it was okay. Pete Carroll also just like went to Compton and Crenshaw and just like recruited, which is wild.
Which is why I
love him for it.
Which is why I'm intrigued. I would have been a little more intrigued if Pete Carroll decided to, coach at the college level again if an opening spot came about. Because I think I think he would have fit in, but obviously. Like I said, I don't think he was going to go to a college team unless the Bill Belichick experiment works.
If he just gave the damn ball to Marshawn, we'd be talking about him as one of the all-time great.
And Seattle
NFL
could have been
coaches, he had a great
dynasties in the league. You never know. Obviously,
I think he's still one of the better coaches.
He's one of the better coaches the last 10, 15 years for sure. And even after that year, Seattle stayed competitive for most years that he was a head coach, and throughout some years where they're a little lean, they didn't have that Legion of Boom defense did not stay there, but they still had Bobby Wagner was there for a while, but they just didn't have the other horses there that really made up that tremendous defense about a decade ago. But he's a great coach. He can get the most out of. I mean, he was. You see what Russell Wilson is able to do in career. He certainly got the most out of Russ when he was at his peak. So he's been a very good coach at multiple levels, and just great to see him continue to have that passion for the game of football. So that's but hey, I want to bring it back to the local area here, and I got some news that came in today about I can bring it up here. Some offers from the River Sharks.
Saw those.
Two of them. Bo Gwynn earning an offer to Newberry College, and AJ Hamilton getting an offer from Hampton City. So two Sharks getting their names noted out there and picking up some offers. So I'm excited.
I saw one other one too. Ethan Sprinkle got an offer from Allegheny College.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, 3 Sharks.
Okay. Yeah,
love
very
to see
cool. Hey, that program's on the rise. I love what they did this year. Coach Bonneville's doing a great job. They've got some dudes on that team, and there's going to be some good young players coming up as well for the Mary River Sharks. So there's a lot of excitement to be had over there.
I also thought I saw that Raheem Saunders from Whale Branch got an offer from, I want to say, Newberry.
Now
I can't find it.
I feel like I saw that.
I reposted it somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where because I got too many social medias.
Yeah.
Here, let's see. Oh, I also saw that Ian Kelly, kicker from Hilton Head Christian, got an offer from Western Kentucky.
Nice.
That's been a little while, I think. I swore I saw Raheem.
I did see something else. Oh no, maybe I didn't. I do know that obviously we know that Gaston Moore entered the transfer portal, but he himself made it official the other day with a post on Instagram saying "Thank you, Tennessee" and a bunch of pictures and stuff like that. So
It
is clear and obvious he's in the transfer portal at this point.
It was App State that offered Big Ra.
That's very cool. I'm excited to see, when signing day comes around, where some of the players in our area goes to. But yeah, I did.
Well, Raheem's still young.
He is young, but
27.
Yeah,
he missed this season. He injured his knee at a camp over the summer.
I heard that.
But he's big time. He's big time. He's got a chance to be. And they got Xavier Chaplin already playing now at Auburn, and then Big Tots is headed to SC State. So Whale Branch is O-line high school.
Well, I did see something else come about. Not really local, but thought I'd put it out there. The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is coming to the United States, of course, this coming summer. Teams like Chelsea and Manchester City are going to be playing here in Atlanta for some of their games in late June. And then Atlanta will be hosting 2 round of 16 games and a quarterfinal game as well. So if you do want to see some Premier League teams play in June, if you're a soccer fan, a Premier League fan like myself, please go out and watch some of those games out in Atlanta. Should be fun.
Can you believe that the World Cup is a year away from the U.S. World Cup is a year away? I just can't. 2026 is next year. The 2026 seems so far from now. It's not too long ago, and now we're a year away from the World Cup coming to the U.S. as well as Mexico and Canada. We may have to have a Loco road. We have to try to see if I can get some funds for a Loco. Misa and I live from
Loco
the World
FC.
Cup. Yeah. Live from the World Cup.
I'll join in on that. Yep. I don't care. I'll join in on that.
We got friends in Atlanta who can host you, so we can make that happen.
Sounds good to me. Also, one of the other teams that will be in Atlanta is obviously Messi, along with Miami FC.
I think Kirkland's got a year of eligibility left, doesn't he?
Does he? I think he does.
I think we might.
I'm pretty sure. Does he not?
I think he's one of them guys that, with the COVID years and all that stuff, he may have one left, but I'm not positive.
Let's see, what is he? He'd be a senior this year?
Oh, I mean, you can't even go by that anymore though, because they give him so many waivers and stuff.
Technically, he's considered a graduate student. So
yeah, he's a graduate student, but yeah, I don't know. Somebody told me that he had the option, but I don't know. But I'm sure
he's only played, well, at least for you, Pike. He's only played.
That's the only place he's ever been.
Yeah, 2023 and 2024. So he's got to have at least 1 year of eligibility left, right?
No, he's played more than that.
Well, that's what
he played more than 2 seasons there. They probably just updated their website and lost their old stats or something. Maybe. He definitely played a lot of years. But these days, man, you got like 8th year seniors out there.
Yeah, but
who knows?
Yeah, because their UPike's website only shows me his senior year and his graduate student year, which would have been this year.
Yeah, he definitely played more years than that. But he did have some injuries at some point, so he could possibly get a hardship year back or something.
If he does, he's got at least 1 more year of eligibility, right? So I mean, if
At most one more, I would say.
Yeah.
I think he's either got one or he's done, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But so we'll find that out for another night.
If he does, I'd like to see him play some FCS football. That'd be
He
interesting.
does? He's got one left?
Does he really?
Oh
wow.
Man, that would be awesome.
Get him at the
What was the
FCS
best
level.
Loco winter event? For me personally, I would have to say it was let's see if I can find it. It was Bradley Denmark's downhill skateboarding.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's a big man. I mean, you gotta love a big man hitting the.
Yeah.
And then it's also the kick flip at the end for me. I got so many videos though. But the boys, the sledding in front of my house that turned out to be Aiden McCarthy, Logan Calvo, and Hudson Tanner. That was pretty great.
There's some names that we know.
Here, I should just give you the. I got one here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aiden McCarthy was part of the country bobsledders, as I called it, in front of my house. Video files. All right, here you go.
Oh yes, this.
I put this to the Olympic theme on Instagram, which I found hilarious. I was cracking myself up. So I see these guys go by sledding, and I'm like, dang it, I got to get better video of them. And then the four-wheeler goes by, and I'm like, sweet, the four-wheeler guys are meeting up with the sledding guys. This is fun, right? So I had just gone to take my kids more provisions because they underestimated the coldness of the snow. So then I walk down the street to try to catch these guys, and I get them. So they stopped down by my house. So I'm like, hey, you guys want me to tag you on these Instagram posts? And this is Kaylin Gacy doing some great snow surfing. I thought that was fun. But then this is my favorite. This is Bradley Denmark, former heavyweight wrestler, taking on the black slopes on a skateboard. And then he hits the kick flip at the bottom, which is what makes it for me. That's wonderful. Or I guess that's not that's a ollie maybe.
No, that would be a flip. No, that's a kick flip. I'm pretty sure.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I don't remember anymore. I thought a kick flip was when it flipped over and you landed on it, but this one, I don't remember which is which anymore. It's been a long time since I was obsessed with playing Tony Hawk. But so anyway, yeah, I pulled them up to the house so I could get their IG handles, and I'm like, so who are you boys? And I was like, I bet I know you, and I bet you know me. And they were like, oh, Loco. So yeah, I was like Logan Calvo and Hudson Tanner and Aiden McCarthy. So I thought that was funny. The kids that I videoed doing what I would have done at their age in the snow turned out to be three kids that we cover all the time already.
I should have took a video of what I ended up having, which was the entire neighborhood of kids throw snowballs at me. So that was fun. Yeah.
Did you go Buddy the Elf on them?
Yeah, I did. I just like racked up an arsenal of snowballs, and I didn't want to throw them too hard because I got a cannon for an arm. I don't want to hit a kid in the face.
And that was some crunchy snow. Now, it was really more like snow cone ice, not so much snow.
It was.
It was pretty not great for snowball fighting. Not soft powder, but it was fun. I'm ready for it to melt and ready to have spring now. Thank you.
I will say that Tuesday night, after the show, after our Snowpocalypse show, my brother was like, so do you want to go have some fun with me? And we took out his Mini Cooper, which is like extremely fast and fun to mess around with. And we just decided to go out and have some fun, and did donuts in the Tinger Outlets parking lot, and just drifted around everywhere we go. We were drifting down 278 as it was sleeting and snowing and stuff like that. It was just fun. It was exciting.
He is a race car driver, so we'll give him a little latitude.
He's got some professional experience. So
yeah, he's got the goods.
It was fun. We enjoyed it. I haven't laughed so hard in a while. But yeah, dude, what a interesting week we've had. But I'm ready to get back to work. Honestly, staying away from this
fun.
and like I'm not even working tomorrow. Like Beaver County is still shut down tomorrow, so I don't even have work tomorrow. So I'm basically gonna
free day.
Yeah,
free day. All right. Well, I wanted to shout out a couple of other sponsors. Our longtime Loco Booster Club members got Jay's Barbershop, got Hudson Seafood House on the docks, the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, and we're looking to refresh and replenish our sponsorship list. So if you want to become a sponsor of Loco Sports and support this crew of guys that shines a light on the teams and student athletes repping the Loco and making us proud, get in touch. Got a new email as well, info@LowcoSports.com. You can send anything there if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, and we'll share just a little glimpse of what we can show you from a sponsorship standpoint. But you can check out our new sponsorship page and check out the option that works for you, starting at $50 a month. And we'd love to have you as a sponsor of Loco Sports. Help us keep this thing going and growing. So get in touch. info@LowcoSports.com.
Yes. Do it.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We'll leave it on that note, and we'll be back. I suppose Sunday night, Sandtrack Rewind. Unless we get the itch to do it tomorrow night. You know, if it's another epic game, we might have to get in here and break it down. But we'll see you when we see you. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsor. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. Thanks to Brackin Lambert for stopping by. We'll see you in the Cove tomorrow, and we'll see you right back here next time on the Loco Media Network. Until then, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco!